Good evening, everyone. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Happy almost end of February. Hi, everyone. I'm wearing my red jacket today because I was feeling like fueling the fire. And for those of you that knew and loved Lauren Whitburn, this was hers. I had it sent to me by her best friend, whose also name is Nadia. So whenever I'm feeling like I need a little power, I need a little fire, I throw it on. So this one's for her. So I am here today to fuel your fire. And basically I said dreams equal fuel because when you think about what a dream does, a dream is something that kind of lights that fire under that cute tush of yours to get what you need to get done. We've talked about this before. Pardon me if I need to stop and drink water. I am currently on the COVID train. Just put it out there now. And if I need to hack, you're going to give me a minute. So I just want to say that if having a dream and having that fire is what really gets you out of the bed in the morning. I love, one of my favorite quotes is, get your 2 feet out of bed, let them hit the floor, make sure the devil heard you. So slam those 2 feet on the floor and be like, I'm awake, I'm ready to go. But what's going to get you out of bed in the morning, or what's going to make you do the things that you're going to do, is when you actually have a dream that's like embedded in your soul. We are all, just so you know, whether you have another job or not, another day job, you are an entrepreneur. The minute you sign that agreement, you are automatically an entrepreneur. You run your own biz. You run your own business. Congratulations. And I just want you to also know that there's really nobody going to knock on your door at 6 a.m. and drag your cute butt out of bed. Nobody's coming to do it, especially for the last 2.5 years. Nobody's showing up at your door anyway. But they're not showing up at your door to drag you out of bed. Nobody's going to say, hey, Dorothy, it's time to make those booking calls. Hey, Dorothy, it's time to follow up with those clients. Hey, Lois, you haven't been in your office all day. You need to put a half hour towards your biz. No one's going to do that because you're an entrepreneur. And guess whose job that is? Yours. You got to light your own fire. You got to set flame to that fuel. So what's going to do that? What is going to get you out of bed in the morning? What is going to get you into that office for a half hour? What is going to make you do the thing that you loathe to do, knowing that it's going to put you ahead? It's having that dream in your heart, having that dream in your soul. So I am going to talk about what a dream is. And I was a daydreamer as a kid. Like, you would catch me in the classroom and I'd be like, staring at the ceiling, staring at the wall, definitely not paying attention to the teacher. So I've always been a little bit of a dreamer. I've always been a little bit of a big thinker. Sometimes I'm really good at the huge, big idea, but not super good at drilling it down to all the details that need to happen to get that dream alive. I've become better at that. So I want you to know that what you're not good at along the way, you can work on. But how I started out this business was writing down what I wanted on index cards. I didn't have any money, so I had an index card, so I wrote down what I wanted. And I took a little list and I said what I wanted, ... I still have the index cards. I should have brought them. They're up in my bedroom. But I have the first one I ever written and the second and the third. And each one I wrote down what I wanted. And the first list looked really, when I look back, I thought it was really juvenile. But what I wanted was I wanted time to myself. I wanted to be able to go to lunch with my girlfriends. I've told you guys this before. When I wanted to be able to go to the gym when I wanted. And I wanted to travel. One of the places I wrote on that list was Ireland. I've always wanted to go. And I remember I wrote it with barely $1 in my bank account going, yes, good luck, Nadia. When's that happening? But I wrote it down and got it out of my mind. I want you to know that I did accomplish everything on that list. I can go to yoga when I want. I can have lunch with my girlfriends when I want. I've been to Ireland, been to a couple more places on top of that. But what that created for me was it set the fire in the fuel underneath my cute butt, that when I didn't want to make the call, and I didn't want to call one more person after somebody yelled in my ear or somebody hung up on me, I would just look up at that little list and be like, I'm going to Ireland. I am so going to Ireland. I'm going, and I'm going to yoga. I'm going to be able to pay for it, and it's going to be awesome. So that would be the fuel that would get me. Now I do things like this. This is a dreams journal. It is not that exciting. It's from the dollar store. But when I opened it up, oh my gosh. So basically what this is this a super cool book to write your stuff down. But I want to tell you where it starts. It starts with passion and purpose. Now, there's no basis for a dream unless you haven't figured out what your passion is or your purpose is. Now, I know when I first started, I was like, I have no clue what I am good at. I barely know what I'm passionate about. So at the beginning, I made it up. Ever heard of faking it till you make it? I'm not telling you to lie to yourself. I'm just saying I made it up. I wasn't sure what I was passionate about, but I knew through me guiding my way, I would find it. What I'm passionate about now is making a difference. I want to make a difference in someone's life on a regular basis, like daily, sometimes hourly. I want to make a difference. I want to leave a legacy. I want, when I leave, a mark to be left for my children, my family, that, you know what, Nadia was a great person. She loved people. She enjoyed what she did. She was happy. I'm passionate about traveling. I've always have been. I'm passionate about family and friends and the people that I enjoy around me. I'm really passionate about this business. And I become more passionate as I grow throughout this business. So what you want to first thinking about before you start to dream and write, get those dreams, because we're going to get to those, I want you to think about what your passion and purpose is, or what you want it to be. It is so important to have that written down for yourself, and a little bit of an understanding of where you want to go. Excuse me. So what is a dream? A dream is a wish that your heart makes. Simple, as easy and as simple as that. A dream is a wish that your heart makes. Dreams are simple, or they can be as complicated as the dreamer that dreams them. It just depends on who you are. And neither is wrong and neither is right. A dream is just a dream until you decide to make it real. Have you ever thought about something so much, whether it been years ago, weeks ago, months ago, decades ago, and then all of a sudden you're doing that something and you think, oh my gosh, I talked about this in 1992. I can't believe I'm doing it. It's unbelievable. That was something you set in motion back in 1992. You just took a little longer to fulfill it. That's okay. But without the leaps of imagination or dreaming, we lose that excitement of possibility. So what dreams are possibilities for you? Dreaming, after all, is a form of planning. So if you think about a dream and how to manifest that dream and where it comes out, you're actually planning. Has anybody ever been like dreaming about winning the lottery, or dreaming about them calling out their numbers or calling out their names? I know when Mary Kay does the draw at all the events, you're all going, Nadia McDonald, Lois Murphy, Lois Murphy, Lois Murphy, Lois Murphy. Well, I did that last event. I never win anything when they draw, and I won that pink fridge. I was roaring my face off. I was yelling my name like an idiot in my living room just for fun. They're like, Nadia McDonald. I was like, whoa, what? Oh. So y'all do it. I know you do. Don't lie and say you don't. So all of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. That's the difference between taking a dream and moving it into reality. Throwing your dreams into a space like a little kite, you don't know what it might bring back. It might bring back a new life. It might bring back a new friend. It might bring back a new love. It might bring back a new country. You never know. But when your coach or your director says, like, if there were no obstacles, or if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? My worst response, I can't stand. And that's when I know somebody's not in a great place or they've never actually been told they're allowed to dream, is when asked that question, somebody says, I've never really thought about it. So hold on. Like hypothetical, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? If you don't have an answer for that, you need to get right with yourself. You should be able to right off the top be like, if I knew I couldn't fail, this is what I would do. You should know that. It's a hypothetical. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you could make up anything at that point and it be the right answer. So if you don't have one, that tells me that one, you've been told that somebody told you along the way you're not allowed to dream, or two, you haven't given yourself permission. Uh-oh, somebody just went, oh, shoot. So I hope when you leave this call, you dare to live the life that you've dreamt for yourself. I want you to go forward and make your dreams come true. A dream doesn't become reality through magic. Just want you to know that. It takes sweat. It takes sweat equity. It takes determination and hard work. You know, there's, quote, successful people in the world don't necessarily work for 2 hours a day and wonder why they aren't successful. Somebody who wants to make something happen and is willing to go do something happen gets to work and works until they get the job done. They don't give up at the first no. They don't give up at the first sign of, ooh, this is not going to work. They don't give up at somebody telling them that, you know, this idea is not great. If you watch Squid Game, I've talked about him before, but the buddy who wrote Squid Game basically pitched his TV idea, his series idea 10 times. On the 11th time, it got accepted, and it's now like one of the highly watched grossing shows ever. So how many times are you willing to step forward to get it is what you want? So what is your dream? What fuels your fire? Will you achieve it in your lifetime? If you desire it that bad, I really hope you do. But will you actually do it? What odds would you give yourself to achieve it? And are you willing to put yourself to the test? So most people I know have a dream. Most people I surround myself with have one. Super key. Did you hear what I just said? Most people I surround myself with have a dream. You're going to question that this week too. Most people I surround myself with have a dream. I've asked tons of people about their dreams. Some are willing to share, some aren't. But most people that are willing to share will describe their dream in great detail and be really enthusiastic about it. Like really excited when they tell you what it is that they want, or where they want to travel, or where they see their family. Some are reluctant to talk about it, or some seem embarrassed to say it out loud. The ones that are usually embarrassed to say out loud have actually never tested their dream. They've never tested it on other people. They've never tested it on themselves. They've never taken a step toward it. Usually the ones that are willing to share it have tried, have put things in motion, have stepped toward their dream, have done something that scares them, have been brave. Those are the ones that'll scream it from the rooftop. Well, this is what I want to do. It took me 3 times to earn a Cadillac. I kept talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. I got pissed off enough that I was talking about it. And I was like, we're just freaking going to do this. But I talked about it. I was like, we're going to be Cadillac unit. I'm going to cruise through. I was in Ottawa at the time. I'm going to cruise through Ottawa, blah, blah, blah. I never actually did cruise through Ottawa. I picked it up in Ottawa and drove straight to Halifax. But my dream was that I was going to drive around the capital city in a little pink car and it was going to be super cute. Wasn't my only dream, but that was a part of it. I had a dream to be in that place. Most people have no idea how to achieve their dreams. What they really possess is a little bit of a vague notion that there is something that they would like to do someday or someone they would like to become, but they don't know how to get from here to there. Would you agree? If that describes you, then you'll be glad to know that there really is hope. I assure you. The right and wrong picture of a dream. What I've discovered is that a lot of people have misconceptions about dreams. They take a look at many of the things that people pursue and call dreams in their lives. So daydreams, like me in the classroom, are really just distractions from what you're supposed to be doing, whether that be work or schooling or calling potential clients. Daydreams aren't dreams. Pie in the sky dreams, like, oh, these outlandish things. I'm going to live in a tree top cafe in Costa Rica. I'm going to hang upside down for 12 hours a day and I'm going to live the life. I'm just exaggerating, but those are pie in the sky dreams. Those are wild dreams with absolutely no strategy or basis in reality. Now, that might be real for some people. I'm not knocking it. It just ain't real for me. Bad dreams. Those are worries that breed fear and paralysis. Don't put a lot of stock in those. Idealistic dreams. That's the way the world would be if you were in charge. If I was in charge, I would do this. Romantic dreams, belief that some person will make you happy. Career dreams, belief that career success will make you happy. Destination dreams, belief that a position, title, or award will make you happy. Or a material dream, belief that wealth or possessions will make you happy. If these dreams aren't good ones, valid ones worthy of a person's life, then what are they? Here's my definition of a dream that can be put to the test and will pass. A dream is an inspiring picture of the future that energizes your mind, will, and emotions, empowering you to do everything you can to achieve it. Something's got to be so ingrained and dug into your soul that it speaks to you on a regular. If it doesn't, find a new place. Now I'm going to share something with you. This is just a Nadia thing. This is just who I am. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. I have no desire to be number one. None. I have no desire to be number one in anything. If that might shock you, it might inspire you. I don't know. That's not my dream. My dream is not to be number one in Mary Kay. It's not me. My dream is to see 20 directors or 40 directors with their units of women that have lifted each other up to get to that national level. That's my ultimate dream. To me, that's the epitome of this business, is helping people move through this business and see their ultimate potential, their ultimate dream, and exactly who they are. Live out their dreams. That's my dream. So if the dream doesn't serve you, move away from it. Find the dream that speaks to your heart and your soul. Did that help anybody out? Did that shock anyone? Not everybody has a dream to be number one, ever. I told you what I'm passionate about in the beginning. I want to make a difference. I want people to walk away with a great experience. A dream worth pursuing is a picture and blueprint of a person's purpose and potential. A dream is the seed of possibility planted in the soul of a human being. which calls her to pursue a unique path to the realization of her purpose. Does anybody have any questions? So let's put your dreams to the test. Does anybody have any questions? I didn't see any hands raised. Let's put your current dreams to the test. Are you ready? No, I see Selena nodding her head. So here's the ownership question. Is my dream really my dream? Or is it someone else's? Here's a clarity question. Do I see my dream really clearly? If your goal is to be the queen of sales, if your goal is to be number one in sales, and by the way, there is nothing wrong with that. I always wanted to be number one in sports. I wanted to be the best athlete, the best this, and I was. I don't have that piece here, but there's nothing wrong with it. I love it. I love seeing it. If that's your dream to be the queen of sales, have you put the crown on in your mind? Have you sat in the chair? Have you pictured your family around you saying all these nice things about how hard you worked and how well you treat your clients? Have you visualized that piece? Do you have clarity on what it is that you want? Here's something about passion. Does my dream compel me to follow it? When SHIT gets real, when stuff gets real and things do not go your way, like right now, when things do not go your way, are you still pushing toward it? Are you willing to get back up for the dream that you have when you get your ankle sliced out from underneath you? Are you willing to cry it out and say, I can't do this. Why am I doing this? And then get back up the next day and do it? Because that's how bad you want it. I remember in DIQ, my first month of DIQ, nothing went. It was December 1st. That was my first month of DIQ. Nothing went as planned. And I remember looking at my mother, who was my national as well as my director. And I don't know why I had the guts to do this, but I looked at her and said, what am I doing this for? I have a good job. And she looked at me. This is on FaceTime. She looked at me and she said, I don't know. What are you doing it for? Was only my mother could, if you knew her. She said, I don't know. What are you doing it for? She threw it right back in my face so graciously. And she's like, well, I don't know. You should probably figure that out. And I was like, oh, snap. And I hung up the phone and I had a little come to with myself. And I was like, what am I doing this for? And I went back to that index card. I was like, I'm doing it for freedom. I'm doing it for choice. I'm doing it for making my own time. I'm doing it for, I was working like 90 hours a week at my other job. I was like, I'm doing it for getting my life back. And then I was like, okay, I'm back in the game. Back in the game. Do I have a strategy to reach my dream? Do you have a plan? Or are you just willy-nilly like, yeah, I'll be a director. I'm going to recruit some peeps. We'll get 8. We'll go into DIQ. We'll do the thing. I'll get some people. It'll be fun. Or like, do you have a plan? One of the biggest things I had to ask myself when reaching my dream, and my dream really was creating the lifestyle that I wanted. That was my ultimate dream. I wanted to be in control of my time, my destiny. I wanted to be in control. So if that moves me to the number one, I wanted to be in control of my own stuff. I wanted to determine what I was doing. Instead of somebody else saying, you're going to be here, you're going to be there, you're going to be here, you're going to be there, and you got to punch this clock and this clock and this clock. I wanted to punch my own stuff. But are you willing to pay the price for that dream? Are you willing to work when you feel like crap? Are you willing to put the lipstick on? Are you willing to show up when you really don't feel like it? Now, am I saying you're not allowed to take a day off? No. Am I going to bed right after this? Absolutely. But this is what I commit to. I coach on a regular basis and I love it. So like I could hardly speak all day. And then all of a sudden I was like, I'm saving my voice for 2 hours so I could do this because I love it. I love it. So are you willing to pay the price for your dream? Does working towards your dream bring you satisfaction? In other words, do you get jazzed? Are you still jazzed when it all falls apart? And then one of the biggest questions for me was, does my dream benefit others? And I didn't know it at the time when I started this journey, but I always thought if I was ever to have kids or have a family, which I did not think was possible for me, if I ever knew that I could give them the life that my mother and father gave me. And I thought, that's the legacy. That's how I could honor my mom. That's how I could honor myself. I'm going to start to cry. But does the dream benefit others? And the answer is yes, it does. This company benefits others. I was talking to one of my consultants today. I'm not going to say her name. She is on the call, but I was talking to one of my consultants today and said something at the meeting, but she had a really brave moment and did something that she probably wouldn't have otherwise did. And she did it in front of her granddaughter, 13-year-old impressionable, I think she's 13, 12 or 13, granddaughter, and did something in front of her that her granddaughter didn't think that she would do. And it was for her business. She went knocking door to door, dropped off samples in her neighborhood, basically did it. And her granddaughter was like, you don't know them. What are you doing? And she was like, well, I'm being brave. I'm dropping them off. I need to meet new people. And she was like, oh, I'd never be able to do that. But what she just did was she just made a pivot point for her granddaughter. She just went, turned her confidence upside down by doing something brave and letting her watch. So that's right. Round of applause for that. Those goosebumps right there. But does the dream benefit others? I'm here to tell you it does. And there's a shining example of it. She'll write her name in the chat if she wants to acknowledge, but she is on the call. So I believe that if you really examine each one of those questions, you'll be able to answer and put a distinction to the dreams that you have. So I want you to be able to answer the question after you leave this call, what is my dream? What is my dream? Not my dream for my kids, not my dream for my family, not my dream for my husband. What is mine? You are allowed to selfishly, I'm here to tell you and give you permission, you're allowed to selfishly have your own dream. You are an individual with your own name, first and last, and a middle. But you, thank you, and I love you too. You're allowed to have your own dream. What is your dream? So you need to write that down when you get off the call. So to figure out maybe what that is, if you don't know what that is today, is you need to do a little bit of some mental preparation. You need to read and kind of study in areas that are of greatest interest to you. What do you like? What do you enjoy? When you jump on these calls, what is it that you enjoy most? I always loved leadership and I loved to teach. I didn't know what a director was, and I only wanted to become one because I thought I could teach someday. I remember I told my mom that. She was like, well, you can teach all you want. She's like, but you can't teach what you don't do. I was like, thank you, Linda, again for the honest comment. So you've got to do the work in order to teach the stuff. God, she's good, eh? You have to do a little experimental. You have to do a little experiment to see what it is and where you want to dream to be. So engage in activities and areas that are of interest to you. So for example, if you want to know what a red jacket in this business looks like, you should give a quick call to a red jacket in your unit or someone in the area and be like, what's the point of being a red jacket? Tell me more. What do I get? What do I earn? What's so exciting about it? If you want to be in DIQ, call somebody who's in it. Well, maybe don't call them. They're probably just busy. Don't call a DIQ. Call a director. Call a brand new director and be like, why should I do this? What are you most excited about right now? So I just spit everywhere. I got so excited. Surround yourself with, surround yourself where you want to be. I was always told to dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have. In other words, go talk to somebody in the place you want to be. Go talk to somebody in the place you want to be. If somebody has 50 clients and you have 5, call the girl with the 50 clients and be like, how the heck did you get 50 clients? Let's have a quick chat. Tell me your stuff. And Mary Kay's amazing. If you were working in the corporate world and you called somebody and asked, how do you have 50 clients? They'd be like, no. I'm not telling you my secrets. Mary Kay's like, oh yeah, come on in when you want to talk. How long do you have? 3 hours? Great, let's get her done. You've got this like beautiful, beautiful sisterhood, brotherhood of people that are here to support and love. Visual preparation. This little sign back here, it actually had an index card and I have no clue where it is. So it said five directors is what it said on it. It's probably under my desk somewhere. But this says follow your dreams. I keep that right there. It's the first thing I see when I come in my office. But you want to visually prepare yourself. If you want to go on a trip to Ireland, I suggest you paint your office green. No, but you know what I'm saying? Get some pictures of Ireland there, get a shamrock right in front of your face, get it there, get it there, get it there, get it there, get it there. So when you sit down at your desk or you sit down at your phone, it's just like right in your face. Oh, there's that damn shamrock again. Crap, 5 more calls. I did that with Argentina. I did that with, excuse me, the first trip we earned, Argentina. I know Carol Thompson actually sent me a sticker of the Argentinian flag. And like, I had that stuck in my bathroom mirror. And I know people say that all the time. Like I actually stuck it in my bathroom mirror. I was like, these people are crazy. Like who sticks it in their bathroom mirror? I stuck it in my bathroom mirror. So every time I walked in there, like rest of the morning, it was the first thing I saw. I was like, all right, gotta get to work. First teeth, let's go. It was the first thing I saw. So surround yourself with what it is you see for yourself. If it's a trip, if you're working to get new clients to take your family to Disney, if you're working to get new clients to replace your deck, if you're working to get new clients to renovate your kitchen, girl, get your dream kitchen in front of your face. Get your dream trip in front of your face. Get your dream automobile in front of your face. So I'm working for a bunch of things, but I'm working to, I've told you this, I'm going to buy Chris a new pickup truck in cash. So at some point I'm going to walk him into the dealership. You'll all see it on social media, but that's what I'm working toward. That's my random dream. I've done the ones for me. Now I'm passing it on. So that's my random goal. But if you have something like that, trust me, he's got the picture of the truck, so do I. But if you've got random goals like that, get it in front of your face. Don't be shy to do that. Excuse me. And then if you need spiritual preparation, you get that. I do meditate in the morning. I don't do it for long. I do it for all of 3 to 5 minutes, but it's basically just to clear my thoughts in my mind and to get myself right for where I need to go. Whatever you need to do to prepare your day to reach towards your dreams, you need to do that. Podcast, prayer, whatever it is that you need. And then get your body in optimal position and optimal preparation. Sorry. So one thing I do for myself is not this last couple of days, but I do get up quite early because my kids get up early and I move my body for 30 minutes, whatever that looks like. Sometimes it's around the block 6 times because that's what I feel like doing. Sometimes it's a HIIT workout. Sometimes I'm on a bike. It just depends what I need that day, but that mentally prepares myself. So when then I do get those no's in the middle of the day or somebody hangs up on my ear, which by the way, they still do that. Don't worry about it. Still getting the hang-ups. Like, click. Don't worry about it. Then I'm mentally prepared to move on to the next. So my question to you as you leave this call today is, what is your dream? What fuels your fire? What gets you into that office or into Mary Kay mode to do your hour of calls or your half hour, whatever you're giving your biz that day, or what's going to take you from a half hour to an hour and a half focused on your business daily? What's going to take you from 0 to 100? What is that piece that's going to fuel your fire? When you figure that out, you're going to go like this. You're just going to soar because there's nowhere else for you to go but up. Nowhere else for you to go. So I'm going to check the chat quick if anybody has any questions. Oh, thank you. I wear my X-Red jacket all the time. I love it. I do. This jacket makes me feel loved, gives me lots of energy. It's awesome. Does anybody have any questions before I head out? Yeah, Christy.
Hi, long time no see. I just want to thank you for, it's not a question, it's just a thought.
Yeah.
Lauren Whitburn and I went to our first career conference on when I first joined Mary Kay, the first go around.
Awesome.
And her and I sat in the back seat of it was between a 5 to 6 hour drive, and we were squished and bouncing ideas back.
And she would have talked your ear off the whole time.
Yep, nonstop back and forth. And it was a good weekend with her. And yeah, what a powerful.
You were meant to be on tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions or comments? I hope you walk away just a little bit more inspired to actually write something down for yourself. I know, as I think we're all women on the call tonight, but I know as women, we tend to make sure everybody else is okay and dream for them and dream for everybody else around us. But I'm giving you permission, if nobody has lately, to dream for yourself. Put yourself in the front, because I assure you, when you're good and your dreams are met, everybody else benefits. You're just a better person. I am so much better. I say that to Chris all the time. I'm like, I'm nicer. I'm a great wife. I'm a nicer mother. When I get my work done, I have time to do that. When I connect with the people I need to connect with, and when I feel like I've made a difference in the day, I'm just all around awesome. I'm just saying that. I'm just better when I'm able to do that. And so you want to just be able to take the time for you and set the dream aside for yourself. You deserve it. You deserve it. No more questions? Well, listen, thank you for bearing with me tonight. Thank you for listening to my cackly voice and letting me hack on the line. I send my love to each and every one of you. And I also have a dream that each of you have a really successful February. I know March is going to be absolutely killer. And honestly, we always say this, but 2/3 of the business is done in these last 4 months. And I know this is just going to be an amazing race. I'm excited to see you all in lights at seminar on the screen. Have a great one. Lots of powerful people on here tonight. Thank you for being with me. Lots of love. Bye, guys.